I never been nothing like what you're accustomed to. Always been who I am, don't give a fuck if you feel it or not. I've been killing the slots that I'm giving to enter the tier at the top. See that I'm keeping it real and ain't fearing a thing compared to the fear that I bring. I eagerly bring what they want and you wait for the moment to own it. I send my condolences. These tracks are so magical, they don't know half of what's cracking inside of my brain. The times that done changed, my homie, the weed ain't the thing. They be snorting the lines of that cane. I bring to you something that's pure and euphoric is what they be shooting inside of their veins. I try to maintain.
What's going on YouTube? This is Chris6 and I'm coming at you guys with today's SmackDown Live results and review and the Mixed Match Challenge results and review. Now tonight's SmackDown started out with John Cena kicking off SmackDown Live like he said last night on Raw. He is going to be coming to SmackDown Live to try to get on the road to WrestleMania somehow, some way or another. Well, as he's talking about his speech on his road to WrestleMania and what he's planning on wanting to do, Shane O'Mac comes out and he's telling him, you know, he has to try to work his way into the, the Mania type of match. And then at that point, Daniel Bryan comes out and he says, well, if he wins, if John Cena is to win tonight's main event, he will be added to the Fatal 5-Way match, which will make it a six-pack challenge for Fastlane, which will put him in a spot going towards WrestleMania. So, with that being all said, John Cena has had the main event tonight, getting chosen his opponent to be AJ Styles, the current WWE champion. So he has to be AJ Styles in the main event in order to move on to Fastlane to make it a six-pack challenge instead of a Fatal 5-Way to go on to his road to WrestleMania. Now, the next match we end up having was the Baron Corbin versus Sami Zayn match, and now Kevin Owens was out on commentary for this match, and Baron Corbin actually still picked up the win over Sami Zayn, even though them two guys are trying to stick together and whatnot, and, you know, their so-called alliance that they have with each other. But Baron Corbin ended up picking up the win, and Dolph Ziggler ended up coming out and taking them guys out. So, yeah, it was pretty crazy and whatnot. Now, the next match we ended up having was a women's division match, and it was Naomi versus Ruby Riott from the Riott Squad. The rest of the Riott Squad come out, and Charlotte and Becky Lynch was out there in Naomi's corner, making sure the match stayed fair. And Ruby Riott ended up picking up the win over Naomi. It was a well-fought battle, I will say. Very good match. At one point, Ruby Riott and Naomi both hit a super kick on each other at the same exact time, ducking each other's super kick and then landing a double super kick to each other and knocking each other out in the middle of the ring. But, I mean, it was a well-fought match. So now Ruby Riott's got 2 down, 1 to go, and let's see what she's going to end up doing. I think we got one more week before Fastlane. I think it was 2 weeks away. So yeah, I think we got one more week after this Sunday will be Fastlane. So let's see what Ruby Riott can pull out next Tuesday. They teased another Fashion Files type of thing tonight because of the Biggie Smalls and Tupac story that they done after SmackDown tonight. Josh Duhamel was on there, and they teased a little bit of that with the Fashion Files of the Unsolved, and the New Day was in it and whatnot. But that carried on to the New Day coming out and calling out the Usos, and the Usos and them having a confrontation in the center of the ring, talking about how they're going to beat them, the New Day is going to beat them during Fastlane and whatnot. And at that point, the Bludgeon Brothers end up coming out, and pretty much they cleared the ring. I mean, they went to climb up on the apron, they had their mallets with them, and they end up having their mallets with them, and New Day and Usos both end up, clearing the ring and leaving. So leaving the leaving the Bludgeon Brothers kind of on top and whatnot towards, the end of that little deal that they were doing in the ring. And I'd like to see what the hell's going to happen with this whole Bludgeon Brothers thing and the Usos and the New Day, if they're going to try and make that, a good triple threat or whatnot. But it's going to be nice to see these Bludgeon Brothers actually doing some real, matches against some real talent instead of jobbers all the time. I'd like to see what they can do in the ring, the destruction against other, big-name superstars. They end up having a Rusev Day skit in the back, and it was made official that Aiden English would be wrestling against Shinsuke Nakamura, and Nakamura ended up pulling out the win at the end with the Kinshasa, and pretty much knocked out Aiden English and crappy Rusev Day, pretty much. So, sucks to be them. As Gallows and Anderson would say, nerds. But that led right into pretty much the main match for tonight, the main event, and being John Cena and AJ Styles. Now, John Cena and AJ Styles end up having a well-fought battle. It was probably over a half hour long or so. I think it was probably about a little bit closer to about 35 minutes. And they don't really praise these type of matches when they're on TV like this, unless it's something like a Rumble or Elimination Chamber lasting so long. But I mean, they don't really praise these guys and pride these guys on the fact that during filming and shit, they're wrestling a lot of times for 20, 30, 40 minutes, because of commercial breaks and whatnot, and back and forth, trying to work for TV but still put commercials out. I mean, to actually put a good match and a good storyline out, a lot of times it does take good 30 minutes. And, they don't really pride these guys on the fact that they're wrestling that long on an almost every night basis as it is. But John Cena and AJ Styles, very fucking well fought match. Probably one of their best matches to date. And the fact that it was actually available for free on, USA, not as a pay-per-view. It was a well, it was a well scouted match to have them two guys pinned up against each other tonight. It ended the show very well tonight. And John Cena ended up picking up the win, so now the Fatal 5-Way during Fastlane for the WWE Championship of AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Dolph Ziggler has been now made into a six-pack challenge, adding in John Cena. So John Cena is trying to go for his 17th win on the WWE Championship. At the end, everybody actually ended up coming out that was part of, or is going to be part of this six-pack challenge. They come out and they start jumping John Cena in the middle of the ring, and then all hell broke loose between everybody. And that is where wrestling cut off, leading into the Mixed Match Challenge. Now, Mixed Match Challenge, round 2. This is the first match of the second round. So we had Asuka and The Miz versus Sasha Banks and Finn Balor. And that was a really well fought match. It went on for a good decent amount of time too. Especially the fact that all of them wrestled during the Elimination Chamber. All of them wrestled yesterday. And then one of them wrestled again yet tonight. So, I mean, for them to wrestle 3 nights in a row like that, after coming from the Elimination Chamber, being that every one of them, except for Asuka, every one of them was in the Elimination Chamber match in itself. Asuka being in a match against Nia Jax. So, they were already pretty wore out, I would say, after Sunday, but then Monday they end up doing another match apiece, and then again, like I said, tonight. And the entire time Asuka was complaining that The Miz was going to fuck up her winning streak, and somehow at the end, Asuka got Sasha Banks into a submission hold. Finn Balor looked over, and it kind of took him, it took him out of his element, getting him confused and taking his, taking his thoughts off of the match pretty much, looking over at Sasha Banks tapping out to Asuka's submission hold, and Finn Balor left himself open once he took his eyes off the prize, and The Miz ended up rolling him up for the pin, the 1, 2, 3. Asuka and The Miz move on in the Mixed Match Challenge. So I can't wait to see who's going to be next week. Not sure. I think they showed it, but I didn't pay attention, didn't catch. So I'm kind of anticipating and can't wait to see who's going to be wrestling next week against each other for this Mixed Match Challenge. Be sure to go over to Baby Danny Land. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Share the love for her. We're on the road to 20 for her. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button here. We're on the road to 50. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Subscribe to Scotty Pockets Gaming. He is on the road to 100. Be sure to share the love to him. Be sure to hit the notification on all 3 of those channels so you'll be notified when all these channels post videos and go live, which we frequently do, all 3 of us. Be sure to check back. We've got more videos. Yeah, we've got some gaming tonight. We actually was supposed to live stream last night, but we ended up deciding to take the night off. Things just kind of got hectic, and by the time we got ready for the live stream, after editing and stuff and whatnot and things, it just got too late. So, be sure to check back later. We've got the Funyuns video, and we have the Diet Coke. Yes, we got another the last Diet Coke flavor video to go up. Oh yeah. Guys, go check out It's a Rome Thing every day. He's a YouTuber. He's a big supporter of ours, and we support him. Be sure to, guys, fucking share the love, because he's been demonetized and he's been unpartnered with YouTube because of this whole bullshit policy that this, fucking YouTube thing's just like really messing up us as YouTubers and whatnot. But go check him out, give him some love, try to help get him back to being partnered and monetized. Because, I mean, us as YouTubers, we love creating. We love to create for you guys, but, I mean, in actuality, I mean, we've got to make some compensation back somehow to put forth into these videos to make them better the next time. To put forth into food reviews so we can get more products to try. If the fact is he got demonetized and unpartnered, that means he's not going to be able to make the money, and I know Rome will tell you guys straight up that he's not in it for the money. He will, but the thing is, though, is that money does help us as creators to move forward and to build our better brand and to make better content for you guys. So be sure to share the love to him. I'll catch you guys later on the flip side. Be kind to one another. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Brrr.